Hello, good morning. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. Jared and I are in this morning, Monday morning. I hope everyone's had a lovely weekend. And Jared, do you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, it was good.
Good. We're getting into the festive spirit here, enjoying Christmas caroling and visiting churches and temples, and it's been lovely to feel the spiritual side of Christmas as well as all the physical preparations. But in terms of the snakes, there's been a lot of developments since we last put our last video on. So Jared, I think what we'll do is we'll talk about some of the grow-ons that I've upgraded to adult racks now, and right next to Jared you'll see I've put together over the weekend another 10 brubs, and they came Friday morning, Jared, at 7:30 in the morning. So I had to be nice and bright and early, but I was quite pleased because Jared normally helps me set up these systems, and I did it all by myself with my bad hip, and Mandy had to give me a massage afterwards, but other than that, Jared, I was absolutely fine. So let's have a look and see what we've got in there. So the first exciting one is Colt, and Colt is a beautiful example of a ultramel pied, and he's loving his new rub. He's nearly 700 grams, Jared. We have popped him. He's not producing sperm at the moment, but he's at the right size to breed, so he could be the one that's going to come and capture some of our clutches at the end. If he starts producing sperm, we'll put him to a couple of the girls that his father's been taking care of, Randy. So Randy is his father, who's actually a pied 100% het for ultramel. And I've just noticed, Jared, on the card you've put him down 66% het ultramel, but he's 100%. So you need to change that, just to let you know. Okay, so these are the girls. Curiosity is the one here. Now let's bring her out and have a look at her. So Colt might go to this girl, and actually no, what am I doing?
She's an Axanthic clown.
She's an Axanthic clown, which she had her first lock, by the way, with Galileo, who's also a pastel, super pastel Axanthic clown.
They're both double het Axanthic clowns.
Yeah. Now you can hear Skip, who just locked with Mango. He wants to come out because he wants to breed with another girl. And let's just show you what he's like at the moment, Jared. Honestly, he's just an absolute steam tube. Oh, nearly took me out.
Yeah.
That was close. So yeah, you can see he's keen to breed, but my goodness me, I had to be quick on the reflexes there, Jared.
I'm not sure if he had his mouth open, but...
Oh no, he did.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, yeah, he was having to go.
It's all on camera, you'll see it.
But he's fed.
Slow-mo.
But honestly, where's my... I should have used this. I should have used this for that one, but that was a close call. But come on, you've got to go back. Go back. That's it. Come on. Yeah, Jared will put him back. Anyway, he's keen to breed, and obviously he wants to come out. And we put him in with Mango, and he's locked with her, which is good. I've given him a bigger hide, a bigger water bowl, but he just wants to come out and breed. And we could do with a second female for him, to be honest with you, because he's such a big, healthy male. We've only got the one project for him, and I think he needs about 3 other girls to keep him satisfied. But oh my goodness me, that was a close call, Jared. I can see the thumbnail now. I can see you making a nice thumbnail. The snake coming out and almost getting me.
We'll slow-mo it. We'll get nice and slow.
But luckily, for my boxing days, I managed to weave out of that one. But anyway, I forgot what we were on. We were talking about the Colt stealing some clutches.
Yeah, ultramel pie.
Ultramel pie. It wasn't Curiosity. Where is it? It was Cat Karamak. Let me just bring her out onto the table, Jared. Better lighting. Let's see how she's doing. God, she's messed up her rub already, Jared. Just literally cleaned it.
Who cleaned that?
Honestly, who's
cleaning that? Who's cleaning that?
Well, let's have a look at her anyway. Look at the size of her, Jared. Isn't she a beautiful example? So she's our first ever ultramel that we produced 3 years ago, and she's doing so well. Beautiful animal, and she's locked 3 or 4 times to Randy, Colt's father. But as soon as Colt's ready, I think we'll just see whether he can get in there and steal the clutch, and we'll know, because if they all become ultramels, then we know that he's stolen the clutch. But he's not producing sperm at the moment, but we're excited because there's a couple of months yet to go. We might be able to just get him in there, but we'll see. And then the other one, which I want to get him into, is another home produced starburst, which is an ultramel She shed out yesterday, Jazz, so she's an absolutely beautiful Mojave ultramel girl starburst. She's had a couple of locks with the dad, and if Colt can get in there, look how beautiful she is.
She's lovely.
She is honestly such a gorgeous, gorgeous snake. The Mojave and the ultramel were made for each other in my book, and she's about 1800 at the moment, Jared. But isn't she looking beautiful? So there's 2 potential projects for Colt to steal if he does come good, but he has got 3 other girls that we've got for him which aren't ready yet for next season. So if he doesn't get ready for this season, we'll try him next season. And these are the girls that I've moved up as well. So underneath, what we're going to do is we're going to put the boy above the girls that he's breeding to, is the strategy that we're going to adopt. So Lisa, you'll see her in here. She is about 800 grams. She's a 2021 pied 66% het for ultramel, and she's got that lovely horseshoe.
Smiley.
Yeah, see the smiley? Yeah, beautiful. So she's still small, but hopefully in the next couple of years she'll be ready to go. But I think what we get excited is when we move them up to the adult racks, we know that they're going to take a slightly bigger prey item. And I think it's that larger prey item that accelerates their development, Jared. Mel, who's her sister, she's moved up as well. Let's see how she's doing. So we're hoping that one of them's carrying the ultramel gene at least. And she's about 800, so she's slightly bigger than the other one. But she's doing well. And then Kelly, who's the 2022 pied 66% het for ultramel. She's the one that's likely to be ready first because she's almost up to size. You can see she's in a decent size rack. Let's just pull her out second. And I think she's going into shed at the moment, but she's about 1300, Jared. So she's not very far off breeding size. I think she'll be ready for next season though. So Colt will have her to go to. And of course we can put Colt to some other projects as well. We could put him into the hypo girls. We could put him into the clown, so we can get the triple recessives. There's plenty of clowns that we could put into as well. So there's a lot of options going forward on Colt. So he's super exciting. Let's go back to the grow-on rack, Jared, and show you what else I've put up. So Nesta, who was on the, she's still on Morph Market. I've moved her up because she's a beautiful female. She's a Mocha Mojave Bell, 100% het for ultramel. And there she is, she's settling in really nicely to her new hide. She's loving it. She's about 700-800 grams. And if we don't sell her, we'll breed with her. We've got her sister above there who's doing really well, which is Costa. She's about getting close to 1400 now, so that's good. And then we've also got a beautiful boy here, which is Cornelius. He's on Morph Market as well, and he is a pastel banana. Now I'm just trying to see, Joe, you might have to come down. The bottom drawers don't slip out very easily. That's the only problem with these rub systems, is that you find the bottom ones are a little bit hard to pull out.
They're not coming out.
But you can see him in there. Can you see him in there?
Yeah.
So he might be 50% het for pied as well. So if anybody wants a beautiful banana pastel boy, he is on Morph Market. But there we go. We'll put him back in there. Now, I've moved Xena across. She's one of our babies from about 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. She's now up to size, Jared. And she is a spot nose cinnamon
Pastel Twilight.
Pastel Twilight het clown girl. And we will check her follicles. Next week we're going to do some follicle checks. We'll check her follicles and see whether, but she's happy in this setup, Jared. Very happy. Put her back. And we've also moved up all these girls. So Healer. Now Healer is a pastel orange dream 50% het pied, but I think she's got the pied markers.
She's definitely OD. Okay.
So look at the OD on her, Jared, isn't she beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely animal. And again, she's getting on for about 800. So 700-800, we like to move them up to the adult racks. And then we've also got Encarnacia, and she is a Enchi 100% het DG. So building up the DG projects. Let's have a look at her. Again, she's about 800. So they're loving their new hides, Jared. They're loving their new rubs. Sif, I've moved her up. She's the female VPI Axanthic pied girl. And there she is. And I think she loves her new setup, Jared.
She's finally starting to look bigger.
She took a small rat, didn't she, on Wednesday? So that's lovely. She's been a picky feeder for us. She's over 3 years old, but we're hoping that next season she'll be ready. And then Stormy 2, which is, this is a Purple Passion 100% het girl for ultramel. And I'm not sure whether she's on. Is she in her hide?
She's chilling in there. Right?
Yeah. So I'll just show you quickly what she is. There you go. Again, they've all settled in, the temps are all good, and I'm really pleased that everything's going well there. So that's an update on the grow-ons. So let's go on to the next thing, which is just an update on some of our babies. We've had some unusual patterns on some of our babies from 2023, which Jared highlighted today. So I'm going to pull out a couple of snakes from the Pastel Orange Dream Banana we put to your big cinnamon gill toast last year, and we've noticed there's extra popcorning on some of the bellies, so we should bring those out and just show our viewers and see whether they can see if anything's going on there. So where are we, Jared? Are they
The one with the black and then the one on the other side.
and this one here?
Yeah.
So let's just bring them out and see whether we can see what's going on here. It might be the influence of the orange dream, or it could be some lace might have got in here without us realising. And so, which one's got the whites, Jared? Is it this
Both of
one?
them there, down by the table.
Okay, let's just show everyone what we've got going on here. Absolutely crazy. Look at those whites popcorning. So that could be lace, Jared. So if anyone would like to comment on what's going on there.
The pairing was a pastel banana orange dream to cinnamon.
Yeah.
But there may be something else in there.
We're just wondering whether there's a hidden lace gene that we didn't know we had.
So this one's OD.
And look at that. That one's got the same effect. It's got the white popcorn.
Nice and still.
Beautiful, isn't it beautiful? This one's going into shed. But again, it's got the white popcorning coming up.
They're very beautiful animals.
Yeah, we were gonna sell this one. We've decided to keep them there, haven't we, Jared? Because we were going to sell that for £40, but it's carrying lace. There's no way we're selling it for 40. But if anyone could let us know what their thoughts are on those two, we very much appreciate it. There were two other animals in the same clutch, Jared. Are they showing any white popcorn in as well, or what's
one of them's a cinnamon banana, so you can't really tell. You can get them out anyway later.
So we'll have a quick look. So it's that one, and there's one other somewhere.
Who was the other one?
Well, there's only three. I can't remember. I thought we had four.
Maybe.
But let's have a look at this one here, see how he's doing, which is the banana cinnamon orange dream boy. He shed out this week. He's looking pretty beautiful. Has he got any white popcorn in? Have you checked for white popcorning, Jared? I think the banana would probably. He has got some white coming up.
It's quite normal though.
Yeah, see the white? He is a beautiful example. I wonder whether that's the orange dream impact. Maybe the orange dream's having an impact, Jared.
Maybe.
But not sure really. He's beautiful and he's putting on good weight now, Jared. Took you a while to get him going, but he's going nicely now. They're all feeding for themselves. But beautiful animal. And then the other news we've had is we think we've got another Axanthic in the Axanthic secret clutch, haven't we? The hidden Axanthic clutch. So again, we'd like to get people's views on that one. So it's Yorker and Shuru. These are the two which we think have got Axanthic. Let's bring them out. These have both shed recently, so you get a better view of what's going on. So we know that one's definitely Axanthic.
Yeah, that's 100% Mojave Axanthic.
Yeah, and just look at that. Can you see the grey on the side and the brightness of the greys and silvers coming through? So we think this one could well be a visual Axanthic.
Axanthic bamboo. Because compared to all our other bamboos, all the other ones are really bright yellow. This one's dark.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of the yellows out, isn't it? So we think this one could well be, or it might even be the het influence, of course, because I think you'll find, Jad, that bamboos have got a pretty much
Bring her over here.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's an adult, but
yeah.
you get an idea.
If I put her alongside.
You see how different it is now? Now you can really tell. That's definitely Axanthic. It has to be.
Yeah. I
It
think
just doesn't have any of those yellows.
Yeah.
So I think we've got 2 Axanthics in that clutch, and maybe some of the bells might be Axanthic.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to that. Good news if it is. And if the bells have also got a couple of Axanthics amongst the bells, then I think we've scored on our Axanthic projects there, because they'll be powerful animals going forward.
We don't know what kind yet, but
yeah, we're going to have to do the shed testing. I think, Jared, is probably the best way. But you might end up having to do 3 or 4 shed tests, because there's about 5 different Axanthics. So to be able to prove it out, I think nowadays they're doing a panel now. So when it comes to shed testing, you can send in a shed and they will actually check for every Axanthic or every yellow belly combination or every. It cost a bit more, but the prices are coming down. So that might be a way to do it. And there's 2 or 3 different ways of doing a DNA test. You don't have to use a shed. I mean, there's a guy on, I think it's Kai in America, showed us 2 other methods. He takes a cotton bud and he takes a little bit of saliva off the snake and sends that to his tester, and they can test the DNA from a swab. And the other thing, which I personally wouldn't do, but he was showing us that it could be done, is you can take a clipping of a scale, a very small clipping with a very fine clip, and you can send that in, and then they can also take the DNA on those too. So it's interesting watching these other breeders, what they do.
Shed's got to be the
shed will be the one, but it can take up to 60 days for a shed to occur. So the other methods, if you want a quick test, then a swab test might be the way to go. But these animals are absolutely superb.
Yeah,
really,
I think they're both. Well, that one's definitely Axanthic. I think the other one is too.
Yeah, and they've got a very good eating appetite. I mean, they want to eat. And what are they taking at the moment, Joe?
They're both on fluffs.
Both on fluffs, so
they
that's
won't be
good.
long until they're on multis.
Yeah. And there was one other. What was the other one I was going to share with us? We've got. Were there any other babies we wanted to? Oh yes, there's 2 other babies that have shed out. So we want to talk about this guy here, which is the clown het ultramel. And now he's taking small multis now, isn't he, Jared?
Yeah.
And I've weighed him. He's over 250 grams now, Jared. So we bought him at about 120, and he's doubled in size in about 2 months. But
He's beautiful.
Honestly, Jared, look at the bright tones coming from the ultramel, and he's just a superb example of the ultramel clown project. And
He's almost red.
yeah, so Wild Style Reptiles produced him for us this year. But we wanted to give you an update on what the project's happening, because he'll be ready in about a year or so's time, Jared. And we don't have any female double hets to go to him. So what we decided to do was we browsed on the internet and we came up with this lovely breeder based up, I think near Southport area and Liverpool area, up further north. And his name is Ian Hall at IHT Exotics. He has produced 2 beautiful double het girls, and we've put a deposit on them both, and he is preparing them for January pickup. So we've got another 2 big females that we're going to use for this boy, and they are literally 1,200 grams each. They're 2022 babies. Well, not 20, no, they're about 1,000 each, I think. And he's I asked him if he would actually make sure they're well fed, and he sent me a video, and this is from Ian, and you can see what they're doing. He's showing me that he's feeding them to get them up to size for me. So that's another nice thing that breeders can do, is that even if you can't get to your snakes for a couple of months, it's nice to be able to continue to build them ready for breeding. And it's lovely. So, and there's the second one you can see there. And he's fed them weaners, Jared, but he said he's going to move them on to small rats for us, because they are big enough for small rats now, but I think he's just preparing them. So his message was, both had large weaners last night, mate. Wait. Is that Skip?
He's rubbing something. Either that or he's farting.
No, he's definitely rubbing. He wants to come out and breed. He said, yeah, it says here, my order from Ridgeway came today, so we'll give them something else as well as soon as he's got that order in. And I said, many thanks, Ian. Good to see them eating well. Brussels sprouts and turkey for Christmas week, maybe. I said to him, I'll give him some turkey. Yeah, it said, yeah, he quite liked the sense of humour, the bit of banter we got going there. But anyway, don't you think he's beautiful, Jared?
Who, Ian or?
It's this boy here.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we've got him as well. And I think he can do some wonderful things for us going forward, Jared. So another thing we're talking about is, you see the size of his water bowl. I've just found out from Jared, we've had these small water bowls in our hatchling rack for quite a long time now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I wonder whether we should. He's rubbing his.
Is it the hide?
His hide.
Yeah. Against the side.
Yeah. He's definitely not happy. The problem is, I'm reluctant to open up because I might get nailed. But I wonder whether we should just let him roam for a bit. Should we let him out and roam while we're videoing? Or do you think it could be potentially?
Nah, let's leave him be.
Yeah.
I don't want him getting lost because we won't be focusing on him.
I've actually just pulled him from his female today, and he's not happy because he locked with Mango. But I'm trying to give her a chance to rest as well, and we don't want to put them in there for too long because the girls will get upset if they're in there for too long as well. So it's a really hard one. It's the first time I've ever had a boy this virile. Jared wants to come out all the time, and
he breeds to everything, doesn't he?
But I think it's because Skip has only got one girl. He's not fully satisfied, and I think he wants another option. But
he's got some growing up.
Yeah. So besides that, I'm going to just quickly show you one other snake which is doing well that's shed out, which is our own home-produced gravel clown boy, Finn. But what I was saying, Jared, with the size of the water bowls, that's the point I was trying to make, is that we're going to invest in bigger water bowls for all our hatchlings. And I found out from Jared, the reason why we're using smaller ones is you had a smaller rack system.
Yeah, initially with a small rack system. I mean, they're not bad, but...
Yeah, and I think what happens is, let's bring them out into the light, Jared, is what happens, I think, is that as they get bigger, they need more humidity in their rubs. So to make the humidity better, go for slightly bigger water bowls, is the tip for this week. And also, we just pour a little bit of water so that helps with the humidity as well. So let's have a little look and see how this boy's doing. So he shed out on Saturday, and he's putting on good size, Jared. What's he eating at the moment?
He's just started eating weaners.
He's on weaners at the moment. You can
Not
see.
weaners, Maltese.
Maltese, small Maltese. And this is the gravel clown boy, and you can see just how beautiful he's shaping up. He's got a lovely head stamp. He's got that classic gravel head stamp.
Good donut.
Donut on the top. The yellow bellies have the same, and then you've got the brighter reds coming in on the teardrops. Have got some bright reds in there as well. Bit of blushing on the dorsal, and then you can see the wackier pattern for the clown. See how the pattern goes a bit more wacky than the traditional clown. So I think that really, as it sheds out, I'm getting more and more confirmation that he's a gravel boy, and other breeders have been confirming it to me as well that I've got gravel clowns. So again, another boy that's going to come into his own in the next year or two, and you're looking very excited about that project, Jared, aren't you?
Gravel clown's my favourite.
Yeah. And do you know what? He weighs now close to 300 grams, Jared, so he's doing really well. So
yeah, his whole clutch is doing amazing.
Yeah.
They just eat everything.
Yeah. So we'll put him back, and if we have a quick look, you stay there, Jared, I'll bring a couple of other animals to show you how they're doing as well. We'll bring Monty, which is the super pastel clown, and we'll bring your favourite one, Pickle, Jared. So I think these two here, they're nearly 400 grams each, these two, Jared. I don't know what you're feeding them, but they're going great guns.
I'm not feeding them anything extra. They're just
fed really well. I mean, just look how beautiful they are. So that's your super pastel gravel het clown, and wacky patterns all over the place, Jared.
And lesser as well.
Oh, there's lesser in there as well. Yeah, I forgot the lesser.
Super pastel, lesser gravel.
So he's going to be such a stud boy going forward, and he weighs nearly 400 grams, and he's only what, 5 months old?
Yeah.
So he's doing really well. So by next year, Jared, he might be readable.
They're both boys.
And this one is the lesser Super Pastel. We think it's possible gravel. If it is gravel, we'll be absolutely delighted. But you can see the head stamp, Jared. See the pastel head stamp?
Yeah.
It spreads the markings, but I think there could be gravel in there as well, but we'll see. But two beautiful animals, doing really well.
He's the full gene animal without the clan.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty certain this one's got gravel.
Yeah.
We're not 100% certain whether this one's got gravel or not. It might be a Super Pastel lesser clown, but we're hoping it's got the gravel. So I think that's all on those updates. And then let's just see, there's a couple other things that we wanted to talk about, which is how our, was it 2 years ago, Jared? We had a girl give us some disabled snakes that were, which I've learned a bit more this weekend. I've watched a nice video that Rob put out. Heartbreaking for him because he had some wonderful clowns that came out, but they had family genetic issues where he was saying that they've got quite bad shark mouth, and some of them are a little bit kinked, I think, and which is a shame because he's got some absolutely beautiful animals there, but they are much worse than ours, Jared. So I think he's facing having to euthanize them, and it's hard. This is the hard thing about breeding snakes, and it doesn't matter how experienced we are, sometimes these things happen to anyone. And I'm going to just show you what we're doing with our snakes, and just share a story that happened last week, Jared, which you dealt with. And we should have taken a picture, but it was horrific what we saw, what happened. But she straightened herself out, and we're going to show you the blind snake that's got a small amount of shark jaw. Actually,
She's got a big shark jaw.
She got a big shark jaw. She, whether it was when she was eating, she might have actually had the lower shark jaw went into her mouth.
She swallowed it.
She swallowed it. And what did you have to do, Jared?
So obviously she had swallowed her bottom jaw.
Yeah.
And it inverted on itself, and the teeth had sort of dug inside.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like barbed.
Okay.
So I had to ease it out with some tweezers.
Yeah.
And just slowly pull it back out. And it was all floppy, and it literally looked like it was broken.
Yeah.
But she's recovered now. So
we're going to show you how she's recovered, but we should have taken a picture. It was horrendous. It was something out of a horror movie. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was almost as though, I don't know if you remember, probably before your time, Jared, we used to watch this program called Steptoe and Son. It used to come out at Christmas. It was a rag and bone father and son couple, and I think Steptoe had no teeth, and you feel like that. And she looked like him, didn't she? She looked like she'd had no teeth, and she looked like just gummy, really just gummy.
Like, imagine there's no bottom jaw on a snake. That's what she looked like.
Honestly, it was just something out of a horror movie. But we're going to show you how she's mended now. I'll put these two back. We'll bring out the disabled snakes. We have sold one of those disabled snakes to a discounted price to a breeder that's looking after and is doing well. But just explain the story, Jared. You had to assist feed for several weeks, didn't you, on those?
Yeah, I had to assist feed them.
Yeah. So how many weeks did you assist feed those?
Only like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then they started nailing it for themselves. One of them, we didn't mention, the one that had the problem is blind. It's got no eyes.
Yeah. Well, let's bring them out, and then we can just show you what's going on. And they are pets, but you know, what I want to do is I want to establish whether this is genetic or whether this is an incubation issue. Now, I don't believe it's incubation because all the other snakes in that year were fine. But these are the disabled snakes, and they're doing quite well. They're 2 years of age, but they, you know, if we were to weigh them and show you how they're doing, let's have a little look. This is my favourite, really pretty. This is a pastel cinnamon pied, I think it is, but it's got the 3 dots, Jared. Let's just bring this one out first. Now I reckon is it a boy or girl? It's a girl, Pastel. Just look at those beautiful spots. 3 spots on a cinnamon. I've never seen that. And look at the shade of brown on his head. And the only issue he's got is he's got shark mouth. Now, if I show you that, you'll see. Can you see that?
Keep her there. Yeah.
And how does this one eat, Chad? Is it now strike feeding okay?
I mean, they all strike feed well. Obviously, they can't take massive prey, so they're all taking smaller.
He's about 400 grams, Chad.
Yeah.
You know. So what I'm saying is that if you don't get extreme, I think if you get extreme cases, I understand it. But if they're not as extreme, and you want to keep them as pets, I think it's good to kind of try and keep them as pets if you can.
Yeah, if they do everything normally.
Yeah, this is the one that had the inverted bottom jaw inside, and that was actually stuck, that you had to deal with, Jared. Now if you look at her, you wouldn't believe that she's gone back to normal, would you? It's amazing what you've done, Jared.